sunny day. We have been blessed in Scotland, Edinburgh, with beautiful sun this week. The only downside with all the sun, as it has meant that I've seen a lot less of my little birdie and squirrel friends. The plus side is I've not been wearing my scarf because of John Boy the body camera, so at least I'm not getting a cold neck. I know the food is getting eaten because when I come back later, the food will be gone. I think we'll change it up. View from this side today, mainly because there's houses on the other side. As pretty as they are. I'm quite tired today. I think it's because I tried this new porridge. It's a high protein porridge, and didn't like it. Ironically, it was too chocolatey. Love chocolate, but don't always necessarily want like something overly chocolatey as, say, porridge. Something that's really nice is chocolate spread with porridge, but you can control the ratios. So it means it doesn't necessarily have to be over chocolatey. Yeah, so I didn't eat it. Well, I did eat as much as I could, but it was bogging, for want of a better term. Anyway, thankfully, I had not one but two homemade chicken wraps with me. So I've had one of them. I'm going to be out till late tonight. So one of the chicken wraps is going to be my dinner. So ironically, there is flats on both sides, but the flats to my right, hence why I turned the camera over, is got balconies. So I can smell the wild garlic. I can hear the birdies. Look at that arch on that bridge. I do love architecture. I know, I literally talk about like I'll move the camera so like I'm not pointing at the buildings, and then I literally point at the buildings. It was to do with the bridge though. We weren't really pointing at the buildings. Right, we'll get to our pit stop, leave some more snacks. I have to say, really looking forward to the weekend, even if it's just to do nothing. glad it's Thursday. Listen to those birds. So I got here early this morning and decided to walk the long way. I'd had an apple on the bus. That meant I had an apple core to provide as tokens to the elders. As I was walking, I saw a crow up on the roof, and I put the apple core down, thinking not much of it. And the next thing, the crow started calling. The elder had spoken. And I turned around and there was another crow helping himself to the apple core. So I might not get to see my crow friends right now, but at least I know that some crows have been fed. Listen to those birds. Got a magpie in the tree just behind the post. There we go. I'm waiting for people to pass. Oh, I've got two there. I think someone might be struggling with their dog. Yeah. Who's a happy doggo? Morag's having none of it. Hi Morag. Hello. It's not for you. More I can't pretend. That was adorable. Oh wow, there's another one. It's not even that dog. He's got two dogs. Morag is in the wild. Oh, magpie came down, it flew away again. This is not Morag. Morag is hiding. So I can hear the squirrels. Don't know if you can. Pretty sure it's squirrels. And the only reason I know that is because there was one time further down, about just walked, I could hear this noise and it was coming from a squirrel, and it was because there was a cat. So possibly doing that because of the dog, or the dogs. Wow. Magpies make funny noises as well. I'm starting to doubt myself that it's maybe the magpies. So corvids, crows, magpies, jackdaws, etc., they're actually songbirds, which you might not necessarily think. You might think of song. Is it songbirds, thrushes, blackbirds? You would think of them as songbirds. But yeah, the corvids, they're part of the songbird family. Wow, so frustrated. Oh, is she coming? Morag can't be tamed. He's going into the wild to get her. She's having a great time. She's probably chasing squirrels. So I was looking at old footage of myself at the gym last year, because I have lost 3 stone since last year, and it's only really been the tail end of last year, and we're properly talking like December, and the beginning of this year that I've started to see the difference. I mean, I could see the difference in the sense that my clothes were like, I could fit into smaller clothes, and my body shape was changing, which I was totally fine with, you know, turning fat into muscle. But the first stone, I didn't really see a difference. I felt a difference in regards to like last year. I couldn't even dress myself unless it was like a elasticated sort of fabric, so like t-shirt style dresses, fabric wise, so like jersey fabric for anyone in the know, and anything that involved a zip up the back, or even putting on socks and shoes, that was hard work. Even things like tights, so it had to be very easy sort of clothes wear, to the point that wearing jeans for the first time this year, one, because they could fit me, and two, because that was a hard thing to do, or putting socks on, put my own shoes on, put my own bra on, just like really simple things that you take for granted until you can't do it. And so I was obviously noticing that my clothes were getting smaller, but because I had been overweight for so long and was in denial and was sick of buying clothes because I was getting bigger and bigger, I had started buying stretchy clothes, or clothes that were baggy. And so I wasn't seeing the vast, like, oh yeah, I'm no longer a size 26, because my size 26 was like technically a 22, but it was really, really baggy dress. Or I had other dresses that were like maybe a size 22 dress, but again, because they were really baggy, and I could still wear them, etc. But what was quite surreal is clothes are my weakness, so I've held on to my clothes like they're my babies, like the emotional attachment to them. And these clothes that I've put away in storage in my house and then take them out. I either A, don't want them anymore, I'm like, no, I'm going to get something new, I don't like the style anymore, etc. Someone else will love them more. Or I I'm so excited when I put it on because I'm like, wow, it fits me. And it's like, I haven't worn this for like a year or since I put it in storage 7 years ago. So that's been rather exciting. But like I say, I've only really started to see the difference the last couple of months. And mainly because I'm not going out and buying new clothes apart from like necessities, like say a winter jacket and things like shoes, like trainers, etc. But what I have been buying is exercise clothes because that's the thing that I'm doing the most in regards to the clothes that I'm wearing the most, I should say. So, like, I bought some swimsuits. My swimsuits are getting baggy around the waist, which is pretty awesome. I had someone comment who I go to my swim class with, and they're like, "Oh, I can see in your waist. You're looking slimmer," and I can see that my waist is gone in. And for me, it's actually my belly. Like, it's the big belly that I used to have, that I used to hate. And then very quickly, that mindset of like loving myself the way that I was, even when I was 3 stone heavier than now. And equally, just appreciating my little cute belly that I have now and knowing that it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And each each week, each day, each month, it's felt easier and easier and easier. And it's all through that compounding effect of that 1% mentality and stacking. So if you haven't listened to slash read the Atomic Habit book, highly recommend it. You can even find it on YouTube for free if you don't have the money to buy the book. And yeah, it's really good. It talks about like basically the compounding effect of just improving yourself 1%. So say you want to like play the guitar, and instead of like doing like 3 hours like once a week, you want to do like say 5 minutes every day. And what you'll find is those 5 minutes will turn into 10, they'll turn into 15, they'll turn into 20 an hour, etc. Morag has been procured. Of course, she's the spaniel. They're so sassy, spaniels. So yeah, it has a compound effect in regards to you improving, and you're looking to improve just like 1% every day, even every week, rather than say 20% one day and then nothing the following. And yes, so for example, how you can do that is, say for example, you love getting home, getting on the sofa, watching TV. Well, if you want to be really extreme, you can put the TV in a cupboard, or failing that, you can switch the TV off at the wall and put the remote next to the TV, so you've got to, physically get up, switch it on at the wall, then grab the remote as well. And say you're like, okay, that's a bit extreme, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, have your guitar next to like the your sofa. So, for example, before streaming TV was as popular as it is now, I had a TV in our not even last flat, but the flat before. So we're talking like well over a decade ago, probably even closer to a decade and a half. And I was learning to play the piano. So the TV adverts would come on. I'd put the adverts on mute, and I would go play the piano. And then when the adverts would finish, I'd go back to the program. But it became the point that I was enjoying playing the piano so much that I didn't actually want to go back to the TV program. So I know this is a great way of creating habits, and it's all through that atomic sort of mindset. And I'm just admiring the magpie here, just fluffing its chest. Hey. But on that note, I'm going to head off. Thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely day, whether it's sunny or not, and see you next time. Bye.